This is what wokeness does to somebody. Haley said you know instantly when someone is leftist. Yeah, you kind of do. It's crazy, right? I'm gonna talk about why I think that is. Welcome to another psychological deep dive. I'm sure by now you've seen a ton of these crazy before and after videos or pictures of these kids before they got indoctrinated to the gender ideology or DEI cult, and how wokeness has clearly changed these people for the worst. This one's gonna be a two-part series because there's just so much to talk about and so much information that I wanna get to you guys. I wanna make sure that you're not overloaded. First, I want to talk about what exactly worse means. What do I mean by worse? They change for the worse. I mean, I can joke around all that I want and say that it's fashion sense or these ugly haircuts, because honestly, like, what the hell is Sam Smith even doing? But there truly is something else going on, right? And I think we can all see it at this point. It's honestly much deeper than the ugly haircut, the terribly colored hair, the terrible fashion sense. Those are simply very surface things. And I think this is starting from the inside. Mental health issues. These people are clearly emotionally distraught. So many of these people are suffering internally, and it shows physically. It is showing on their face, right? No more wearing your heart on your sleeve. These people are wearing their politics on their puss. Back in the day, if you said somebody's being a sourpuss, you always looked like this. Now, puss means something else, but these people looked drained, empty, ragged, tired.
The whole thing is very, very unnerving. It's very unnerving.
I actually agree. It is very unnerving to see people like this. This was Rosie O'Donnell speaking about herself, worrying about so-called democracy being kept sacred or being destroyed.
In 100 days, people are saying to me, my therapist actually said to me, well, it's a long time between now and November. No, it isn't. We're about to start school again. You know how quick all of a sudden it's Halloween, and then it's Thanksgiving break. So by Thanksgiving break, we're going to know whether we still have democracy in the United States. That's not a long time.
And girl, honestly, maybe it's time to get a new therapist because clearly this one ain't working out for you. Now, who is this happening to? Mainly women, some celebrities, and most queer people. I mean, Harry is basically queer by association at this point, the amount of absolute pandering his ass does. And all these types of people make sense. They are either people who are told that they are victims or people who don't want to be canceled, so they pretend to be a victimhood, minority, oppressed status. And it's sad because these are the exact types of people that will be voting for the Harris Walls ticket, even after that shit show of a debate last night. What a horrible VP debate. So much lying, so much misinformation, even though people were being fact-checked left and right, which is why I am so glad once again to be partnering with Ground News. You guys know Ground News is an amazing app and website news outlet, which shows you news articles from every single perspective, the left, the right, and the center. As you can see, Ground News has hundreds of news articles written about the VP debate, and you can see that it was mainly covered by left-wing sources, which means if I didn't watch it live or watch it after and I only got my news from right-wing media sources, I could have missed this important topic. It's very possible that tons of people are only getting the left-wing perspective on this. And because of that, they will have an extremely biased viewpoint, which is not good. Personally, my favorite part of the debate was when Vance said to Walz, how can you blame my running mate when your running mate has literally been in office for the last 3.5 years? Because it's true. That's why I'm always checking Ground News, because I know I'll get both sides to every single story, or all three sides to every single story I read on their platform. You can scan my QR code on screen or go to ground.news/Ariel to follow along. I can see what narrative the left is pushing, compare it with the right, and come to my own conclusion. And of course, I really recommend that you check out their 2024 election page so you can stay fully informed on all the candidates, get minute-by-minute updates on the most pressing issues, and stay on top of any narratives the left might be pushing with their election blind spot feed. Paying attention is clearly the only way we can make real change happen. So go to ground.news/Ariel now to check them out. My link saves you 40% on the Vantage plan, which I use, that has unlimited access to all of their features. And keep in mind that subscribing means you are supporting a platform where conservative or non-leftist views are protected and the truth is prioritized. And news actually becomes easier to understand in these ridiculous, chaotic times. Now, why is this happening? Another study finds that woke people are more likely to be depressed. I get into the depression part in another video because I feel like that's a lot to handle just in one video. In this video specifically, I want to talk more about the physical looks and how it manifests into somebody's appearance. Because the depression issue is definitely a big part of it, but it's not the entire picture. I've come up with 5 reasons I think all of these people tend to physically look, and energetically feel alike. Number 1, these were the unpopular kids at school. They were either a bit weird, feared or not well liked, and now have found a community that accepts them, or so they hope or think. We are your family now. I mean, Jeffrey Marsh even literally says those exact words in like 100 of his videos. We are your family now. I've been treated the same way. There is nothing wrong with you. We are here for you. You are oppressed and a victim. And guess what? If you're being told that you're a victim and it makes you feel kind of good and in control somehow, you'll start to believe that you are said thing. And you will start to see it more and more in your everyday life because you are viewing life through that lens of victimhood. Number 2, you finally think that you found your people. You don't need to actually work on yourself because guess what? These people accept who you really are. And now you are a protected class of citizen. I mean, of course you'll all start looking and acting and thinking the same if none of you actually have to work on your internal self and all of you are a victim of someone else. It reeks of laziness, which kind of explains the homeless look. They all absolutely look disheveled. And I think this is why. I think it's a big part of it. Number 3, as Rudy said, the new makeover will not only make you desirable to these other types, but makes you brave and is cutting edge. And since you all look the same, you will no longer have an identity crisis. Ooh! I think he nailed this one. Nailed it. The short, ugly haircut, the terribly colored hair, the not having a backbone thing, the Duper's Delight smile with the angry eyebrows and unhinged eyes. Number 4, we know that the physical shows up this way because of the mental, right? But what about energetically? Well, that shows up because of all of this combined. Here's the spiritual sense of the week. Remember that every moment is a conspiracy of the entire universe, right? Because we are all connected. If you resist the moment, you resist the universe. And these people are resisting everything, even themselves. Meanwhile, your resistance to said things only perpetuates it because you are pushing energy into not wanting said thing, which makes said thing come even more frequently. And imagine how all of that will affect your mind, body, and soul. Number 5, these people stick with it. It is incredibly difficult, which has the word cult in it, to leave these types of situations. Rudy said this on X. It's all very alluring, intoxicating, which is why it has been so successful in its spread. It's spread among emotionally stunted adults with a very little sense of style, intellect, or self-worth. It is also why so many act like clapping seals for them. Who would want to pick on the bullied mass of societal outcasts who just want to be treated with dignity and respect, right? Too bad they also want to annihilate everyone else's human rights in the process. And again, this is typical of a person who was bullied growing up and never dealt with it maturely. Now, they are the bully. Now, I'll take my revenge on the world and I'll burn it to the ground. Literally, in some cases, these people are burning cities to the ground. Burning J.K. Rowling's books. They're ridiculous. And because these people are so in tune with their feelings, or at least think that they're in tune with their feelings, or at least they're focused being in their feels, it becomes something that dominates the way you think, act, and live. It becomes a never-ending cycle. Let me know what you guys think, as always, by clicking the thumbs up button and leaving a comment. Go and check out Ground News. They're an amazing app and website. By supporting companies that support my channel, you support alternate viewpoints and the morals that you believe in. Link to that is in the description below. And other than that, I will see you guys back here on a Sunday with a brand new video. Until then, I love you, love yourselves. Keep calling out the bullshit. Bye.